Hi everybody. Okay, part 2. My camera cut off and I didn't even realize it, and I finished my basket not even realizing it wasn't taping. So here we go. I've tried to put it all back together the way where we left off. Okay, there's our flaps, and in between each of the flaps is another little triangle that I cut off while I was off camera. So what we're going to do is you're going to score. Let me move this around. I should have positioned it this way. Inside this little triangle here, you're going to run a score line right down the center. See if that's in camera. And that's just going to be a cutting guide. So what you're going to do is cut off one side of the two small triangles you've just created. And what I do is when I cut them off, I leave, and I'll show you here, get these out of here. I leave one on each side of two opposite sides. Okay? So these two sides, I've cut the triangles off, the smaller triangle off both of the sides. And that's just to create a little design element. If you see on here, instead of having one come around, because this is what's going to anchor your basket together, I cut off these two. Oops, no I didn't. I cut off these two and left these two on, so these will wrap, so you'll get a balancing act going on two sides. Okay? And then the other side won't have any flaps, so that's nice too. If you want to make that your front and decorate it all up, you won't see those triangles coming. The other way is to put them on the inside, but I don't like anything on the inside of the box, because when you're putting albums in and out or whatever you're going to put in your little baskets, it could catch on that. So here we go. I've got this one all cut. See, I've left the two flaps here, taken the two flaps off here, left the flaps on here, taken the two flaps off here. Now we're going to fold up this, and we're going to, and it's already been taped once, so, and I am going to come back in and glue these. I'm just doing tape for time purposes. But I really think it's a good idea to glue these little flaps to give you a more solid construction, because that liquid adhesive will become one with the paper where the tape just sits on the top. So you can take it apart like I just did. So I'm glad I didn't glue it actually to begin with. So we've got the two flaps coming over on this side. No flaps on here. The two flaps coming over on this side. No flaps here. Okay, then the next thing I was showing you, and again, you can do all kinds of things with these flaps. You can leave them flapping in the breeze. You can tape them down, glue them down, put a brad through them. Just be careful coming inside here with anything so that nothing will catch on the items you're putting in and out of the box. And then what I also showed you, which you weren't with me, I was talking to myself, these are the leftover pieces that you can use to punch designs out of. I did pinwheels. I even went ahead and made my pinwheels. So this is the one that I already had made. This is the one that I showed you the construction on. And it's going to be hard to take this apart because it is that old text paper. But all I did was, maybe I can, you know, I'm going to go ahead and do it. It's going to look a little raggedy, but I can always make more. And maybe the flower I put in the center will hide the raggedy. Okay, this was, I started out with a 2.5 by 2.5 inch square. And I scored it corner to corner just to give me a visual line. You come in and cut on that diagonal about 2/3 of the way up on each corner. These are for you beginners that have never made pinwheels. Pinwheels have been around for a long, long time, okay? And then I put tape in the center here, and I just went around, and you're going to take the same corner each time and fold it towards the center, okay? And there you've got your little pinwheel. I did it again with a 2 by 2 inch square, and I did it again with a 1, what's that little one? 1 3/4 inch square, okay? And I was debating whether to use 3 or not. I only did 2 on this with 3 flower stacks. But I think what I ended up liking now is the 3 pinwheels on here. If you can see this, and I'm going to go back in and glue all this too, with just the 2 smaller flowers centers on here. And these little flowers you see me use quite a bit. That's the Blossom Stampin' Up! Punch that punches out 3 different sizes of flowers. And on this one I used all 3. On this one I'm only going to use 2. So I've got that one left over. Okay? And that made my center on my pinwheel. You also will see I've inked up the edges just to give it some dimension. And I think that is going to look so cute sitting on the front of this basket. I'm going to anchor these flaps down. I may use some pop dots just to have them set up slightly off of the main box. And I'll probably use some pop dots on here too to have this pop up a little bit. So I hope you get the idea, and all kinds of things you can do to decorate. I showed you how I use the butterflies and the dimensional flowers. Again, I want to put bling in the center. Probably should put something else in there too, because I like odd numbers. I like 3, 5, 7, 9 on my stacks. And this is a plain one I haven't decorated yet, just out of black and white. So you can see you get all kinds of different visual effects just by using different papers. These are the taller ones where I only used the 3 and the 9 inch scores, and then these are the more shallow ones where I used the one we did today with the 4 and the 8, and this is the difference in size. Okay, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know, and also please let me know if you like the baskets, and if you do, I will do some more of some different designs. You can use them for anything, like I said. I wouldn't put food in them, but you could put a little plastic liner inside, plastic bowl, and put chips or popcorn in them, make little popcorn buckets, all kinds of things. So hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to try and get one more video in today, and you take care of yourselves. Thanks for joining me, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.